Right now at 4 o'clock, jurors see the chilling moments. Tanner Horner admits to killing 7-year-old Athena Strand. We are live with the shocking footage from the second day of his trial. A last-minute ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is still in effect, but is it really holding right now? Coming up, the concerns about control over the Strait of Hormuz. And a deputy injured and a suspect killed. Texas Rangers now investigating what led up to gunshots while crews were trying to fight a fire in Johnson County. Thanks for being with us on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jason Wheeler. On day 2 of the sentencing phase of Tanner Horner's trial now, jurors saw chilling video today. Investigators' interrogation footage showing him leading them to 7-year-old Athena Strand's body after he admitted to killing her in 2022. Our Scoop Jefferson is there at the trial with the very latest today. Scoop, what exactly did the jury see today in this case?
Yeah, Jason, they saw a lot. Jurors spent hours seeing some of the most critical video evidence in the sentencing phase of Tanner Horner's trial, and that includes moments investigators say he admitted to killing Athena Strand. That evidence includes video of Horner sitting in the back of a police car, guiding investigators through a timeline as they work to track down where he left 7-year-old Athena after killing her November 30th, 2022. Jurors also watched as law enforcement retraced those steps following Horner's directions, hoping to locate her body. Inside the interrogation room, video shows a different side of Horner, at times deflecting blame, even referencing what he called another personality. Investigators leaned into that moment, using it as a strategy, they say, to keep him talking as they push to locate Athena.
He writes something on the board. When I step out of the room, I asked him what that was about, and he stated it wasn't him, it was Zero. We talked briefly about it, and then throughout further course of the investigation, when I was hitting roadblocks, again, all I'm trying to do is find Athena. I played his game, and I spoke to Zero.
Did you move at all after that?
I'm sorry. That's when I started heading towards that, I guess, it's a county road, the one right across from 2123, and that's when I threw her in the bush.
More interrogation video shows investigators eventually putting him in restraints and handcuffs to go back to the area where Tanner says he placed the 7-year-old's body. After already watching hours of videos, body cam video with officers showing them where they located her body, that's what they're watching right now. That's the hardest part of the sentencing phase right now, that video that is being shown in court, as jurors will ultimately decide whether he gets the death penalty or spends the rest of his life behind bars. His defense leaning in on his mental state as Tanner's defense. Back to you, Jason.
All right, Scoop, thank you for bringing us up to speed today. Court is still in session right now. You can watch right now on WFAA+. Our senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser is leading our gavel-to-gavel coverage of Tanner Horner's sentencing trial. If you don't have it already, you can download WFAA+ for free straight to your TV and start watching. Today, rapper Pooh Shiesty was in a Dallas courtroom for allegedly holding Gucci Mane at gunpoint. Born Lontrell Williams Jr., he is among 9 suspects now facing charges in the alleged kidnapping and robbery of fellow rapper Gucci Mane at a Dallas recording studio back in January. Williams was released from federal prison just last October after serving 3 years for gun crimes in Florida. And prosecutors say a conviction this time around could bring as much as life in prison. We will have a full breakdown of what happened in court coming your way at 6 o'clock. A suspect is dead and a deputy is now recovering after an early morning fire in Johnson County. We've been covering this one all day today. The scene finally clear now as the investigation kicks into high gear. Overnight, Johnson County deputies responded with local fire crews to a structure fire on County Road 605. As crews worked to put out the flames there, deputies heard gunfire near the home and then moved in to investigate. Authorities say that's when they encountered 75-year-old William James Rogers, who was armed with a pistol. At some point, gunfire was exchanged and Rogers was shot and killed. A deputy was also injured, but officials say those injuries are minor. He has since been released from the hospital. Texas Rangers now investigating what led up to that gunfire at that fire scene. All right, again, that scene is now clear, but went for much of the day. Another thing that we've been keeping a very close eye on since this morning, the traffic. Stacia's here with what we need to know at this hour. Hey, Stacia.
Hey, Jason. Actually, we're watching a major backup along Central Expressway due to a vehicle fire on the southbound side of 75. So let's take a look at that scene. The fire is out, but this bright stretch of red on your map, that backup extends almost all the way to Royal Lane. Along 75 southbound at University is where it happened, and you still have a couple of lanes blocked. Looks like they're still trying to do cleanup in that area. So be aware of that if you're typically heading out that way around this time. Another problem that we're watching, this is in Tarrant County, I-20 westbound at Green Oaks Boulevard. You know, we have a lot of accidents around this stretch of I-20 in Tarrant County, active construction area, and they've got a couple lanes blocked, traffic slow moving behind this one. Also want to let you know about a closure that we're going to watch tonight in Tarrant County as a result of road work. You can expect I-30 eastbound to totally shut down from Camp Bowie Boulevard to Loop 820. That is happening tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night, nightly from 9 till 6 the following morning.
All right, so from the Iran conflict, we go to this. This is a look from the Dow earlier today, which had a great response, the stock market did, to the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran. It ended today, the stock market, the Dow there did, ended up 1,300 points, or about 2.85%, a big bounce there. Today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is declaring victory, while Iranians are also celebrating what they're calling a national triumph. ABC's Karen Travers has the latest today from the White House.
The White House today taking a victory lap over the 2-week ceasefire with Iran.
The United States has achieved and exceeded those core military objectives in just 38 days.
But Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt later reiterating what Vice President Vance said earlier today, calling it a fragile truce. Iran now threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz unless Israel stops its ongoing strikes in Lebanon. Lebanese officials say more than 250 people were killed today after Israeli strikes hit several buildings in central Beirut. Iran's foreign minister saying Lebanon must be part of the ceasefire. The White House says it is not. President Trump today claiming the U.S. will be helping with the traffic buildup in the Strait of Hormuz, but didn't say how. The White House did not answer when pressed on who controls the strait right now and who will going forward.
He wants to see the strait reopened immediately without limitation, and that's something we're going to hold them to.
In Tehran, demonstrators took to the streets to celebrate the ceasefire, some still chanting death to America and death to Israel.
We are not putting any trust on the other side, so our military forces are keeping their preparedness.
The Trump administration says U.S. forces will not leave the region anytime soon.
Yeah, we'll be hanging around. We're not going anywhere. We're going to make sure Iran complies with this ceasefire.
On the news of the ceasefire, oil prices plummeting today by nearly 20%, but gas prices may take longer to get back below $4. Analysts predict it may be months before the average price returns to pre-war levels. The White House announced talks with Iran will take place on Saturday in Pakistan, with Vice President Vance, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner representing the U.S. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
All right, let's bring it back here to North Texas now and pause the news for just a moment and talk about weather, which has been absolutely stunning for the past several days. And Jesse is here to talk about maybe ruining that.
No, it's spring in North Texas.
It is. Spring is ruining it.
It's like someone's flipping a light switch all the time. Beautiful, terrible, beautiful, terrible. Beautiful.
It's just been so nice.
It really has. Look at that. Fair weather cumulus, comfortable temperatures, sunshine, and this, 75. Now that's just about right.
Cumulus clouds.
Yeah.
Also called popcorn clouds, right?
Sure. Whatever you want to call it, buddy. Southeast winds 13 miles an hour, 75 Fort Worth. DBU, you're at 77. The greatest grass in North Texas.
Yeah, that is good grass.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Not going to say that joke on TV.
What
Mostly clear
Tell us,
skies.
please.
That's what we have right now.
Come on.
Look at the lows tonight. Comfortable temperatures, upper 50s, right around 60 degrees. Very close to our normal. So we have another beautiful day in store tomorrow. We start off around here. We'll finish tomorrow afternoon around 80, but unsettled weather returns this weekend. Thunderstorms and at least some risk of severe weather.